done before, but for my son, I'm doing it with pleasure. Of course, I'm Lenny's mom. Sometimes my sons don't call me mom, they call me Elaine, and that's when I know I'm in trouble. And today is, for me, it's an opportunity to announce and introduce my son Leonard, as he's known, Leonard Cioe, but we all know him as Lenny. When Lenny was an infant, my husband took him, as a baby, and went door to door with him, letting him meet all the neighbors. So Lenny was in training long before his time. And then, of course, he did this with each child. It was my husband's shining moment. Our family has been involved with the community in political events, and on voting days, we always took the boys with us into the voting booth. But of course, I don't think anyone here remembers or knows the voting booths with the curtain and the handle, and we'd have them pull that handle. So, and of course at the time too, his dad was a school committee. He had ran for school committee in Providence. Being a nurse came very natural to Lenny. As a student, he had a friend who had cancer, and I remember Lenny visiting him constantly and always with him, and did a fundraiser for him. And then also he had a friend, Russell, at school that was in a wheelchair, and Lenny would take him from class to class because that's who Lenny was. Our family has been through quite a few challenges, but I always try to flip it and look at the better side of things. It makes you strong. And when my husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's at 40, he never let his illness stop him. He was a big example of that. He went to Washington, and he lobbied for drug costs, because at the time his medications were like $3,000 a month. And I testified myself in 2020 in front of the Health Commission on the cost of drugs. And my last plea was, my husband went to Washington in 1985 for the cost of drugs. And here it is, 2020, when I testified, and it's still on the table as today. It's still an issue. So Lenny's determination has come from hard work, the reality of the needs of the community and special health care and everyday survival. Lenny sees it every day. We, the people, can change the status of the political office, which is for the people and not for power and money. Unfortunately, I can say, today, his dad isn't here, and his brother Michael, but we carry them in spirit. I know he's with us. So thank you for all your support, and we can make this happen. And it's my pleasure now to introduce my son, as you all know him, Lenny.
So,